Hey, Paul. How you doing, love? Sing it. My dadgum voice wouldn't play out on that. I tell you what, I bet I stared in there at my guitar for an hour earlier. I just dadgum drunk. I'm hanging in there, love. About it. But it's good enough, you know. I know it. I was flipping through the channels earlier and I come across that video uh, where I sung to Mother, and by that time I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But yeah, I need to get back doing it. It's always been kind of like a yeah. It was hard. It was hard to do. I'm telling you. She was so weak she couldn't open her eyes, but you could see she was crying. Yeah, she always liked me to sing to her. Uh, I'm, I don't know. I might get in there after a while, move around a little bit with it. I've heard some other old songs that me and Daddy used to play a lot. Uh, we were watching a lot of music videos earlier, and that one come on from Conway. It's just make believe. I love that, and I like that uh, forever and ever, amen from Randy Travis too. There's there's a lot of them old ones that I like that. I guess one reason I've just been leaving it alone is I get into it and then I forget, you know, and I don't have an earpiece anymore where I can keep up with it. I've got where I just forget so quick and easy. It sure is. You know, you can read in David and it'll tell you that, hey Carol, tell you that they danced and rejoiced to the music. There's more feeling, I believe, in a song than anybody could ever just be speaking of words. it kind of says something to you. You know it if a song touches you or not. Carol, you doing okay today? Good deal. Good deal. Christina kept sitting there. She was just edging herself to the edge of the couch. She's almost fixing to get up and go get it for me. But when I clicked on that gun video, I did it. I've always said that music was my happy place. I never knew where it came from. Um, just even as a little boy, I I didn't know where it came from. None of my mother's side of people didn't ever wasn't you know instrumental or anything. When I finally met my dad when I was 16, that's when I realized that's the part of me that got it. Me neither. It wouldn't be life without it. You doing all right, Hollow Girl? Um, I think the last one I did, uh, we had some company over, and she had a music notebook, and I was looking through it, and I found that uh, what was it? I can only imagine. And after that, I put it up. I I cannot find my songbook anywhere. Hey, Connie, how you doing, love? If you're wondering how come I got the phone set up right here, good deal. Uh, gonna do another drawing today. Uh, that way I can go back on the live and look at the comments. So I'm having to film it like this. So whoever comes on, that name will be in the jar. They're about 10 minutes in. Well, 9 minutes and 40 seconds now. If you're doing good, that's good enough, I guess. I wished I had me amp and new cord for that Fender. I ain't got to play that Fender in 2 or 3 years. Uh, I do the same thing as you do, Paula. I go back to something, thinking about it, and then I hurry up and try to change and think of something else. Because I mean, there's no way that you know it don't hurt. It does for everybody, but I do that too. I just have to kind of think about it a minute and then start something else out. If you think about it too much, you get to thinking about up to the last days and stuff. I'd rather think of mother being happy, and I know she is now. So, and your daddy is too. Lisa Killen is here watching too. Remember, her phone's messed up, so she's watching from mine. All right, good deal. Yeah, you know, about far back as I could see, seeing seeing him where he sat all the time, and the fingers just constantly tapping on the arm of the chair. Just he loved music. It was just in him. He loved it, and that same blood runs through you. Well, hey back, Lisa Killen. I've done been filming for 27 minutes, but me too. I filmed taking her to work, uh, and then on the way back, I just paused it. Uh, hey, Carol, it's all right now. Um, Up there, like close to the park where I, about any time I do a ride up through there, I say I don't know what that is. That they're building. They're on the left. Well, them are little townhouses, but that concrete spot, they're making a tennis court there, and I turned in and filmed it. They done got the nets up and everything. They just ain't got bleachers or nothing up there yet. But I don't know if they're gonna have enough people up here around on this mountain to fool with it too much. I hope you having a good one too, Carol. I was figuring there'd be some more on by now. We'll give it about another couple of minutes, and then well, I'm gonna cut it at 30 minutes anyway. Look at this camera here, the phone. 1 minute left. Uh, the other day I was sitting in there and uh, I had uh, Been back, but just a little bit. No, I was just waiting for everybody to get on. Okay. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. All right. That cut it. So, y'all gonna watch that video in a little bit. Um, and again, for the ones that just jumped on it, us filming so I can get everybody's name. That way, when we do drawings, they can't say, well, I was there or this and that and another. I prove it wrong. But no, you ain't missed nothing. uh, no, you didn't miss nothing. Carrying on. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna call her here in a little bit, and yeah, you did. But I filmed going, taking her to work, and then I come back and set it up right here where I could catch everybody's name to come in. I mean, I know it says like 1740 right now on that, but I filmed there too, so I didn't want to run over 30 minutes with it. It'll eat your storage up. So anyway, that's plenty enough time to get plenty of names. um, there's just something about that connection, uh, Paula. I can't explain it. I can't I can't pinpoint it. You know, I don't I don't I don't even really have the words. Um, you you have to be a sensitive. You have to be. I every night before I go to sleep, you know, I always ask the Lord to bless my family, and I call their names out, Mother Wanda, Larry, all of them, and when I'm done with my prayer, it's like they've been very, very few nights that you've ever laid and really didn't think of your daddy right before you went to sleep. And even memories that you didn't even think you'd ever remember. I've seen them. this stupid thing, uh, man, it might be. Sorry about that. It They could be 100 people on here, and it'd still say one or 19 or 15, whatever it is. Ignorant thing, and that's just YouTube. I mean, look at one on 7 likes. Kind of ignorant, ain't it? But that only thing about it is like if you tap like again, it takes it off. So the ones that's already hit it, just don't even worry with it. Now it's 3 on 7 likes. They just bounce it, I reckon. I don't know what they fooling around doing, but they ain't doing their dadgum job. They what was it? Let's see. Uh, they sent another thing out talking about things for the uh, super chats and things, and it says that October uh, from yesterday that my super fans and they all respond to questions and things and whatnot, and that's why sometimes I ask to make sure y'all can hear me. So sometimes I'll ask a question and it take it takes a while for somebody to answer me. Uh, no, not everybody, and it ain't something that you get, uh, Paula. You're either born with it or you're not. You know. Now it says 3 and 7, but what they did, they put mother's picture up on it for let me get back here again. I will get it about midway. I know it's tiny, but that's that picture that I took where she's in that blue shirt and she had a pillar over her lap, right in the dead center middle there. I like how they did that and put her up there. That was that was awesome. 77 degrees right now. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. it's like they're wanting me to do like um, like a membership thing. Um, and I don't know if maybe that's why YouTube half the time don't give people notifications. I don't know because half the people say well they got the notification and half of them say they didn't get none. Um, and I mean on thing I can do is show you guys, and that right there. If you did a membership deal and you partner with the YouTube creators, then they may have us on all kind of daggum topics. You know, want me to do this or that or the other. You know, that dog don't work. I do what I want to do. Uh, I I guess it's like you get a percentage of what the YouTube community gets. You get a portion of. I don't know. Um, I have, if I went big and was doing, you know, things, to or like go places and travel and do this and do that, it might be a different tale to do a, a fans monthly thing or something. But I can't do that right now. And it says membership, create a fan club of members, uh, once a monthly payment, $4.99, access to exclusive perks and notifications. So that's why they fooling around with this mess. And what they would end up doing is start a club for all of us that's here all the time. And if any outsiders want to come in, they have to do the same thing. I, yeah, right now I can't get any made except, well, I mean I can make some myself, but y'all, most of you have uh know that uh, Kayla's little shop burnt down. You know, it had all their merch in it, um, clothing, you name it. She done had it stocked up. But I do from time to time. I can make like a hoodie or something like that. I can make that myself. I can get it from uh, uh, well, where's my mind at today? You granny to me. That's all that matters. Uh, uh, Hobby Lobby, Hobby Lobby. That's Hey Patricia. That's where uh, that's where I get most of my stuff like that. But if people want like leggings and this and that, she would have most time have to order them. Uh, they have sizes like small, medium, large, and then they have like an extra large, and then it goes to a different number. And places around here just really don't have it. You have to order it. Yeah, I told her I'd come down there and I get some people to come down there and help too and build it back. Well, her husband went and got it to do it. Uh, she didn't have insurance on the uh, contents, but she had insurance on the building, so that part's covered. Thank goodness. Um, but I've never charged anybody for coming to my show and or just even get on my channel. I I can't see me doing that. As hard as I struggle, and then me try to do that to people and they struggle, that'd be crazy as heck. Like I said, Alice, you granny to me. Period. Point blank. You guys that's on here, your family. Y'all know as well as I do. My family's passed. I got my sister, and she ain't the best health in the world, and Wanda, and she's off out there. Y'all are family. I don't know how y'all look at it. I really don't. But when I say family, it'd be the same thing if every one of you was living right here with me. Family. And you don't get that on social media anywhere else. There's no platform around the world that has a greater family, close knit people here from around all over the place that has a heart like you guys have. Nobody comes close. Yeah. Uh, so that so that right there, I'm just gonna have to decline that. I'm not doing that. And y'all know as well as I'm sitting here. I always tell anybody if y'all want to support the channel, hit me up on Messenger and I'll give you my cash app. You can do it that way, or you can do uh, through Super Chat. I'll just have to wait till the following month to get it. What little bit is left after YouTube takes it, but At any given time, anybody can donate to the channel. That does help support it as well for us to, especially for me to be able to get out of this house for a little while. Uh, I'm I'm kind of just drowning myself, really. And a lot of people can understand what I'm talking about too, because you stay in a place so long, them walls close in very closely on you. And that's when depression sets in, and I don't want that to happen. I've had it happen throughout my life, and I stay away from everybody. I just get to myself, and that's it. And I can't stand that. But it's always open. I always tell anybody, if you want to donate, donate. Every bit of it is greatly appreciated. But I mean, if you do, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. But at least you know the truth. Well, honey, it's YouTube. It ain't me. When that now we know that's why they doing this right here. These number deals up here. That's YouTube's work. They're they're doing that to piss me off enough, thinking that I'll start that membership thing, $4.99 a month. No, I, I mean, for some people, $5 may not be much a month. May not, but sometimes that's enough to buy a loaf of bread and something to go in between it. I got me, and I'm here to tell you. But anybody wants to donate to JSV here, that's just going to help us get out and do some other videos as well. Weather's fixing to soon start cooling off. I'll be able to breathe a lot better, do some outdoor stuff, and that's what we're trying to work on now. But we just, like I said, everything got burned up. So, and y'all see the stuff that I got. I got some of these things, these tumblers and whatnot. And I can make shirts and hoodies and whatnot if anybody wants. Yeah, and we love and thank you for everything you do too. Let me see if we can hear from her. I don't. Today's Saturday. She may be in town. I don't know.
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach.
She can't even hear that phone. Yeah. Um, these missing teens and children down here, um, they are, well, when this thing clears, highest number of missing children in Tennessee. $500 to $600 children a month. How many children missing in Alabama per month? How many children missing in Alabama each month? They can't even give a statistics number of children missing in Alabama. Right now, just here down in Birmingham, in the last 4 days, there's 43 active missing children. Reasons why children go missing and how to make sure it never happens to your child. Child abduction and disappearances are serious issues worldwide, with thousands of children going missing each year. Why children go missing. How GPS trackers can help prevent these tragedies. Give your child a phone, turn on location, set tips or numbers that they can press, and you will know that they have been taken. Of all ages, keep a phone where they know that they can hit one button and it goes straight to the family and to the police department, the closest police department, and would be notified by the FBI within minutes. Number recorded in 2006, which was 6 million 62,228 teens and children went missing just in that year. These younger children did not nor have not had a phone or tablet to use in emergencies such as kidnappings, letting children play out in the yard, keep their but their keep the phone or tablets or iPads in book bags at all times. Child abduction and disappearances are serious global issues with thousands of children going missing every year. Understanding the reasons for children going missing helps in prevention. The GPS trackers on phones. And when they alert and hit a certain number, it will put out a SOS, or you can download the app from Play Store. SOS button will pick up even if no signal. Uh, a lot of reasons of missing children is uh, carelessness of caregivers, babysitters, unfit parents, um, dope things, uh, young young children having children, leaving the fetus to pass away, and even leaving them in public places, like one in a school toilet. Sometimes one parent takes a child without the other parent's permission. This usually happens because of custody disputes and a divorce and separations. These situations can be very complicated and stressful for the family, but it can be safe, and you will always know where your children is by just downloading a SOS app. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Most places, like malls, parks, public events, in their own front yard, in the crowds, uh, is very scary for both the parent and the child. Mental illness. Children with mental health issues such as depression or anxiety may not know how to do anything other than be trained to press one button, SOS, if they feel afraid. They can lean on that when confusion sets in, fear or desire to escape their environment. For example, a child with severe anxiety might run away to avoid stressful situations. Depression can cause feelings of hopelessness, leading a child to leave home without informing anyone. If they had this SOS app downloaded, they could press one button and you could be alerted at any moment. that's where, you know, time is crucial for missing teens and children, um, and even elderly people that have dementia. I've heard of them walking off, and how they get out the door, I don't know. I don't know, because they all pretty much wear a bracelet. They go out the door, it's supposed to beep, but they get out sometimes. There's a man down here in Scottsboro one year, years ago, 2007, I think. They found him leaned up against a tree down there close to the railroad tracks. They found him the very next day. He was okay, but he was tired and he was hungry. And he they asked him where was he going. He says, "Going get my wife. She done died years ago." It's sad, but that would not only help for missing teens and children, but adults as well. And the Bible speaks of it. Once a man, twice a child. That is nothing but dementia, period. Alzheimer's, that's all that is. You read it yourself. Once a man, twice a child. And nobody can keep their eye on a child 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It just don't work like that. Potential kidnappers, most of the time they've already scoped out the home, the child, where it goes to and from. If they have cameras, when the cameras are not pointing in a certain direction, teach them the basic safety. One button. Educate them on whatever level of disability they may have, or if not, just to have protection for themselves when needed is very necessary. Teach your children the importance of staying close to family or in eyesight of their home. Some children, when they're playing, they ain't gonna think about nothing like that. But if they got scared and it dawned on them, hey, all I gotta do is hit number 9 or number 1. Everybody know where I'm at. People have done role play of this in various parks and things just to see how a child would react. A stranger approaches a child, tells them that, well, they already have consent from the parent to do this, to approach the child with a puppy and tell them that they have more in their car. Do they want to see it? Will they come, or will they go away, and or will they come back to the parents? 7 out of 10 will go and look at the puppies. You know, even back when I was young, you know, stranger danger, especially this day and time. Don't trust no daggone body. Yeah, I feel bad sometimes when I see somebody walking down the road and don't pick them up. But then again, that could be a fatal mistake. Even if the child or children feel lost or threatened, teach them to stay calm, look at each and everything that they see, or if it's a store, uh, security personnel, um, any signs that they may know how to read or know what it is. Um, do background checks on babysitters, nannies, daycares. Uh, they are providers out there that are trustworthy, that have good references, but still keep your child safe with just one push of a button. You know, that gummit. I mean, there it is. I mean, you can't blame a parent for not being able to keep an eye on a child 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Especially nowadays with divorce and split ups and whatnot. At some point in time, you're going to need a nap. They're going to want to go out and play. You're going to be sitting there watching TV and I guess look out the window and see if you can see them every little bit or whatnot. Not good enough. Not good enough. When these things happen, just like that little girl got stole or kidnapped coming out of that bathroom the other day. Only thing left, they grabbed her up so fast and knocked one of her shoes off. If she would have had a download for that once she was put in a vehicle, you know, and there's, they would still be quirks with it because the first thing some kidnappers may do is take their backpacks and throw them away. Or if they got a phone in their hand, throw it away. But if they can act quick enough to hit whatever number they program in for the parents in the police stations, the closest police stations, that that would give them an awesome timeline. The sooner the better. Uh, I seen somebody come in. Uh, hey Diane. Uh, Sorry about that. I was in on this here about these missing teen children. It just, yeah. I mean, a lot of children, and it ain't throwing just people under the bus, and don't get it twisted. Sometimes these children are coming up now. They're 10 times smarter than we are. That's just a fact. And when you cannot, well, if you ever feel to yourself, well, that won't ever happen to my family, 9 times out of 10, that's when it will. Children need to be taught early, very, very young. Get, even if it's just an old flip phone or something, you know, you can set that to where they don't have to dial the full 911. You can go into the settings on a flip phone and have police or your parent on speed dial, just hitting one number. Well, with these tracking things, no matter if they threw the backpack out going down the road, you would still have where it last pinged when that child hit that button. It would save millions and millions of lives on a daily basis. And we just looked up 3 different places here. So, yeah, millions of children each day all around the world go missing. You know, when you're fathering autism and you know your child is say very bad autism, they're still not where they're not capable of learning. If they feel threatened or scared, they may go run in the room and turn all kind of noise on and lights and whatnot and sit there and hit that number. But that's what teaches them to do that. Put them in a position to where they want to run to the room. See what they do. Set up a camera. See if they start hitting that button. They can be taught it in various ways. What it is, the government has let all this stuff go way too far out of proportion here. And, you know, the Bible even speaks of it too. Says nation against nation. Well, let me just be frank here. With our government the way it is, they keep things going. What's going to make them think that a 2, 3, 400,000 bunch of backwood hillbillies come up in there? What's going to happen then? You let child rapists out. They come around and knock on your door, give you a picture of a sex offender that supposedly got to live at least 500 feet from any child, but yet there's child predators and whatnot living right amongst us in our own homes. People that you think that will not do something is the ones that will. And it's not these babies' fault, but now children that just want to be stubborn and run off like to a parking lot and they're about to get hit by a backing up car. I I did mine that way one time, and I yanked her up and gave her a good spanking. She never pulled that trick no more. But to just run off because they think it's funny, that's where you need to come back to, not sparing the rod kind of deal. But if these children are raised right and they had this and practice using the SOS, then you know they could be a lot of lives saved. Nowadays, there's a lot of them videos on YouTube as well. I watched one the other day. There was a black dog uh, about a house or two down across the road. This little girl was walking out there playing with her little golden retriever, and that black dog come running up through there and just almost grabbed her. And that golden retriever was just tearing that black dog up, boy. They they can be taught to do anything. When an animal grows up with a person, a child, up into their teens, they'll surprise you of just how protective they can be. But then there's people that get these type, and what I'm fixing to say is the truth. You can look it up if you want to. Some people get these dogs and things that have even attacked owners, and yeah, it's on the sensitive side. But the animal did not attack until she was on her cycle, and one of the main ones was a German Shepherd and a Doberman Pinscher. And these little baby pit bulls that look cute and whatnot, well, there's a boy on a video on YouTube that don't have a face anymore because of one. So, even down to animals, they all still have that wild instinct in them. They could be hurting somewhere and they just snap. So there's no way for anybody to keep an eye on a child 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But providing something like this right here would be one of the best things that people could do. Yeah, yeah. Um, you know, they say they say 1 out of 50, and that's terrible. They say 1 out of 50 of children get found safe and unharmed. That's a shame. That is a shame. Yeah, 1 out of 50. I mean, my goodness, you really you can't you don't know where if you even need to send your kids to school anymore or not. You know, school shootings and this, they are no reason for any man or woman to abuse a child, especially sexually. They too many dadgum whores in the world, and I mean that quite frankly. They do not have to stoop as low as hurting a child, and vice versa as a woman. There's just as many men whores out there as there is women. You do not have to hurt a child. Yeah, that's the way I had mine done. When they started doing that, I had one still left in school, and we pulled her out and homeschooled her. I wasn't going to take no chances. Mm. I it's just, it's the signs of the times. It's a scary world out there. You said it, Carol. Yep, just a blink of an eye. You know, People say, well, I'd do this or I'd do that. No, you won't. You kid out playing in the yard, right in front of your face. You lean over, grab your glass of tea or whatnot. By the time you get ready to take a drink, your child could be gone half a mile down the road in somebody's car. That quick. But now, if you had time to see the attacker, well, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I'd put a lid in them. And I wouldn't care whose child is trying to take. But that's just me. The only way that all this is going to it will never stop, but they can knock it down to a very, very low percentage. If the government would put a halt to all this trafficking and things, stop working with the low man and go straight for the high high payer. You know, go down to Tijuana for a little while. See how many small are working in factories down there. You know, that that is why I am so passionate about letting children have a voice. They probably cried and hollered and screamed, and what good did it do them? None. Used and abused and then threw out like trash. The government should target the main source people. That's just like a beehive. You take out the queen, they're going to scatter till they can find a new one. That at least puts a dent in it. Quit letting these daggum sex offenders walk the streets. Make some kind of law to where they can't be back out in public. You know, I don't know if I've ever told this story to you guys or not before, but yeah. Uh, but I'm gonna tell you anyhow. My grandmother, Mama, one up here at the cemetery I talked to, and I know it's weird. I call my grandmother Mama, and mother is mother. That's just the way it's always been. She was married to a man named Archie. And when he would drink, he would be mean and hateful and whatnot, beat on her and stuff. Well, one day he got off work, and I guess Mama got off work about the same time, I guess. And anyway, he had grabbed her and had his arm around her neck and pointed a gun at her. And this was back probably in the late 60s, I guess. Uh, my Uncle James Earl went, James up at the cemetery, Roy, Carol's daddy, and Roger. They all had been out squirrel hunting that day, and they come in the back door. They didn't know what was going on. So they walked out on the porch and seen what was going on. And, they all told Archie to put that gun down and let her go. And and what I'm going to say, I don't know how in the world it happened. That it 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 was a miracle. But anyway, Roger still had his shotgun with him because he just lived next door to James Earl. I guess they's gonna, you know, skin him squirrels and stuff before he went home. But anyway, Roger pointed that shotgun at Archie. Hey, Lisa. And he kept saying, "No, I'm going to take her with me." And they were all hollering at him, telling him, you better let her go. And just within a blink of an eye, Archie shot. I mean, Roger shot, and they were probably 45 feet away. They were standing on the front porch, and they were all the way out there to the road. They parked at the edge of the entrance of the driveway. Every shotgun I've ever shot, within 20 feet, it starts spreading out. When Roger shot, it hit him in the chest. Not one pellet out of that buckshot touched Mama. None of them. Archie died on the way to the hospital. And, of course, they had to call the police and everything. And they took Roger, down to the jailhouse. And Papa and James Earl and all of them, Mama went down there and told them what happened. And they turned Roger loose. Said it was self-defense. Nowadays, you try to help somebody and you could get your life taken. Some of you may have seen this video I'm going to tell you about on YouTube. There was a guy that is a little colored feller. He was sitting in the middle of the highway. And this other guy walked out there and kind of sat next to him and was trying to get him to get up and then come, get in the yard or something. And police pulled up, acting stupid and cowards that they are. and shot that old man in the hip and didn't even ask what was going on. First thing they wanted to do was holler, you know, put your hands up, do this, do that. They say innocent till proven guilty. They so full of crap their eyes are brown. Because it's guilty till proven innocent. The government is the only one that can change this. The government is the only one that can do anything with any part of the mafia, these sex trafficking people. And most of these people are not from here. A lot of them are from Romania, a lot of them are from Colombia, um, Nigeria. They're just Tijuana. Um, just a lot of them are not from here, but there's the main guys. They're gonna have to take them out to ever put a dent in this. It, I don't understand why the government even let it get to this far. And I say that to myself, why? Well, but I really know the reason. It's to thin out population and it's about money. You got money, you can do just near about anything. I think state judges and district attorneys and people all like that in office are scared to get a team together to go take out these type people. I don't believe in killing unless you know they should be two reasons to kill: survival and for some to eat. But I would rather see 20 or 30 men get killed than I had to see one child be molested and murdered. We see how bad it is for us right now. What about our children that's growing up? What about when we're past and we're gone? How bad is it going to be for them? I don't even like thinking about it. I started teaching my children when they were about 3 years old about how to handle themselves. And it really does come in handy. These children that are getting kidnapped, it's happening so fast. You don't have time to do nothing. Mm. So sometimes these missing teens and children, just to be bluntly, yes, it can be the parents' fault for not sitting out in the yard watching them, especially if it's like a toddler or just learning to walk. Yes. If you send a child to school and there's a school shooting going on and your child gets hit, that's not your fault. Because nowadays, if you don't send your kid to school or either homeschool them, they'll put you in jail. So therefore, again, the government's got you either way. But there is ways to stop this mess. They just have to man up and do it. They got a lot of our men overseas fighting in places that ain't even worth looking at when they could have some of our men over here taking care of business. You know, America's a beautiful place. She's a mother to us all. And all she's ever tasted is bloodshed. I know a lot of people don't look at it the way I do. But it's the honest God's truth. They instead of sending trillions of our dollars over to a place that we blow up so they can fix it back, how stupid is that? And besides, to fight here on our own land, you shouldn't have to be paid for that. They are people out there that would know how to get to the main source of people that are doing these trafficking situations and get to the main ones and take them out. All these other ones that just string along with them are just there to look cool and to say that they've kidnapped somebody or they've raped somebody. You take the head dog out, there ain't nobody there no more to get your butt out of prison. That's their safeguard. You take that person out, and that would stop that chain of people. They could clear this whole mess up in 3 or 4 years if they would just do it, if they wasn't cowards. Teaching these young children about the SOS is very important. Like I said, they can pick what number they want, their favorite number. That way they don't have to just sit and think about it, you know. If something happened, press the button, they throw you in a vehicle. Next thing you know, the car is surrounded by police. Mom and dad already on the way because they know where that's at because the location you you can set it to where the location cannot be turned off and keep these children safe. I I cannot stand to see any type of bullying to a child or being too mean and hateful. You don't try to correct a child when you're angry. You wait till you've come down first. So you make bad choices when you react on your thoughts when you're angry. That's what nowadays to get you put in prison. In these days, they'll near about that. They'll take their gun out of the holster just to walk up to the car to give you a speeding. They it don't take but one or two people to make a whole line of forces like this to make them all look bad. And then you got some cops saying, "Well, not all cops are bad." But that's true. But how are we gonna know which one is and ain't? You know, there've been plenty of people, cops, walk up to the car, start smarting off some junk. Next thing you know, there's a shotgun right there, done blowed your face off. People are tired of being just abused. No, killing is not uh, the best way to handle things. But this day and time, this is just a world of chaos. It's either kill or be killed. There's no way under this earth I would ever want to have to take someone's life. But before I seen someone take a child's life, I would take their life. And I wouldn't think twice about it. But sometimes it happens too quick. You don't have time to react. I think, mm, I think nowadays, especially teen girls, they get pissed at mom because the mom don't want her going out looking like this and looking like that, and you know, and there's just chaos in most families, and we can't put all the blame on these children's deaths for trafficking because that's not even correct. A lot of these children that are getting raped, killed, and found in a shallow grave somewhere is happening from their own family members. It's terrible when you you can't even trust family members. You know, all children are going to go through stages where they think they know it all and this and that. But that's the point where you stand your ground and you don't give up. They may be pissed at you. They may hate you for a while, but dadgummit, they're going to respect you. And later in life, if they have to do their children that way, then they'll know why they got done that way. It's for their best interest. But all I'm saying is that our government could stop the majority of this sex trafficking. They could make this be a law that all children have to have either a phone or a tablet or something to where they can hit a button to alert. And really, I wish they would. I mean, nowadays you get a ticket not wearing your seatbelt used to be $20. Now it's about $60. I'd rather go get my child a phone and be more understanding to not be so nerved up, but always still stand at attention in case that number ever got pushed. If you got children, your worries will never go away. Never. Because they go through that boyfriend stage or girlfriend stage, and then they get into the driving stage, and that just, boy, I'd tear your nerves all up. Then when they turn 18, they can be out all hours of the night. Being a parent, if you love your children, the worry never stops. And the government and law enforcement is supposed to serve and protect. You find me one police car nowadays that says that on the side of it. Serve and protect. Nope. There's a lot of people know this or not, but back in the day when they were building the White House, it was your choice if you wanted to, you know, give a little bit to help build it, you know, like if you wanted to put 10 cents on the dollar or 9 cents, 7 cents, 6, whatever. It was not mandated. And if you look at the Constitution, it's still to this day, there's nowhere in there that says that it's mandated that Americans have to pay taxes. When the government's getting their pockets full, making them rich and making us just be able to live maybe day to day. And then they don't want to protect you or set up a line of defense to take out people like what we're talking about. It's a daggum shame. and then they want to get on to you or put you up in a jailhouse for a few years if you take the law in your own hands. Well, that's just what they'd have to do with me because next person comes in tries to steal anything out of my house, I'm gonna put a lid in them. They don't like it, they just have to kiss my ass. I'm tired of it, and everybody else should be tired of it too. And look at the children over the years that we have gave a voice to. Their families, their friends, the system has let them down. The system is corrupt. And that's why I said, and I gave my word, that as long as I'm able to sit here and breathe, I will give children a voice. That's the only thing I can do. People jealous of that because they can't, that's their problem. If they would care a little bit more about children than they would about themselves, they might want to come over and maybe hear from a child that maybe one of their family members got killed or kidnapped at some point in time. We don't know what other people's families have gone through. We can't judge that. The only one thing we can guarantee is to let these teens and children and adults have the last say of anything they want to. The government don't give us nothing. They don't help protect. They want to put on a big show and send our men off to some foreign country. That's stupid. Need to be over here protecting our own land. The children here. I I honestly to God believe that they should be ashamed of themselves. You know, when that fella got shot the other day or whatever, week couple weeks ago or whatnot, that what's his name, Charlie or whatever, uh, you know, even the president took time out of his day to make sure that that guy's funeral was perfect. Yeah. If they can have that kind of condolences for Charlie anybody else that's in office. Why is it so hard to care for children? I think that's what sets apart men, money, and greed. You know, but our own government won't ever stand up and hold accountability for the loss of all the teens and children and adults that we've lost over the last 100 years. They would cower down and run and cry for mommy. That's what they would do. It's not right. That's why I would love to be able to travel.
This is in fact, you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Talk to me.
moment.
You met Ronald.
At least 80
The class of 80.
knew that it was
And before I carry on with this, and uh, I just want you guys to think about something for a minute. You know, just because you you don't want to have to get involved with anything, if you see something negative going on, if if you would just take that step, you could change a person's life. You know, I told y'all the other day, the guy that is in here fixing that bathroom floor is the guy that threw off the porch over there. Before he come in my home, he apologized and said, "Hey, I'm sorry we started off on the wrong foot." you know, with just getting him away from her was my goal. But, now he's got total respect for me. If anyone up there, any Senate in that house up there, if they seen something going on, they would turn and run the other way. Some of them so daggum old up there, they can't even stay awake unless you mention money, and then they come alive quick. I didn't have to go over there and do that. I could just let him keep beating the piss out of her. But I knowed what was right to do. I mean, it could have went a lot worse, but I didn't want it to do that. I just wanted to get him away from her. But sometimes just the littlest things can change somebody's whole perspective and outlook on you. Just by your first impressions.
Major.
Finger.
Absolutely. Length.
Yeah. Yeah. Three of you are sick. Sebastian Rogers, can you hear me? Sebastian Rogers, can you hear me? Sebastian Rogers, hear me. Sebastian Rogers, can you hear me? Sebastian Rogers, can you hear me? Wait. Sebastian Rogers, can you hear me? Sebastian, wait. Sebastian Rogers, can you hear me? Okay. I know. I just heard something about parents family and in yard. Did you just say mom? Wait, so Sebastian, is there anything else you can tell me that you may have heard or seen of lately? Sebastian, try to stay focused here. Have you seen your dad? You do. Sebastian, does your mom ever try to speak and you just sit and listen to what she's saying? What kind of things does she say to herself out loud? What kind of things does your mom say out loud to herself? Sebastian, focus here. What does your mom say when she's talking to herself? When she talks to herself, is she talking about you? They feel guilty now of what they've done? Has she apologized to you? Have you heard your mom speak to herself, telling you that she's sorry? Sebastian, I'm going to ask you this again. When your mama when your mama is speaking to herself, kind of trying to speak to you as well, if she believes that you can hear her, does she apologize for what's happened? Has she said wait, has she said out of her, y'all wait, I'm trying to talk to Sebastian. Sebastian, has your mom said out her mouth, has your mom said out her own mouth that she's sorry, Sebastian? I'm glad you answered that. That would hold up in court. Yeah. $66. Yeah. Sebastian, have you ever heard your stepdad talk to himself about you? Did you and him argue a lot? Sebastian, would you and your stepdad argue a lot? Yelling. Most of the time, when you and your stepdad would argue, would it be when he's drinking? When you and your stepdad would argue, would it be when he's drinking? Figures. Thank you, Sebastian. Some of the things he said there, that would hold up in court. I know I've ranted and carried on, and at least we heard some things that we could do, or people could do if they have young children now, about the SOS number. She probably can, Carol. May have to wait till Christina's home to have her help her do it, but I think she can. I guess I'll go ahead and get off here, and she gets off at 9 tonight, so if you guys are awake around probably 10:30 or so, feel free to jump on. If it's gonna be in later than that, I might not get to, but I'm gonna try to take men out today. I dozed off this morning about 5 o'clock. Got up about 20 minutes later. That's all I've had. And tonight we'll do a drawing. So I'll upload that video. Let me go ahead and get that started real quick, so y'all will know the title to it. Names for Drawing is what I'll title it. It'll be up just in a few minutes. Y'all watch that video, and that way they can't nobody come back and say, well, didn't give me time to get on. Well, yeah, we did. So anyway, kind of look funny because I don't know if the thumbnail is going to be of me filming the front of the computer here or not, but they change it sometimes. But we'll see. Y'all know what it is anyway. And regardless, if we do nothing else, we will do the drawing regardless. And if anybody can think of any new children that's got a name that I might know how to pronounce and have a clip on it that plays where I can click on it and it play, so I don't have to just sit and read it, then we'll try to go from there. If I tell you what, if Lisa was to try to come up in here on another name, she'll have to deal with Ava. I'm just telling you now, she is no longer welcome at JSV. That is Lisa. What's her last name? Alice. No, not you, Lisa. Is that one that uh um Alice was talking to sometimes? Come find out she caused the death of that fella she was with. And when I kicked her off the channel is when it she was responsible for his death. Uh, but it's Lisa. Um, but I believe if she ever tried to come back on, she would try to come on under another name, and we would know it if she mentions the name Frank. So if anybody's on and y'all see that they ask for the name of Frank, just delete them right then. Yeah. Anyway, call me, Alice, as soon as we get off here. I love you guys, and I'll see you tonight. Just keep an eye on your devices, like I said, 10, something like that, probably. Um, I love each and every one of you.